Hello and welcome back. I'm Darcy Darkness. This is Confessions from the Dark Side, and I can't help but notice we have a ton of crappy articles that are telling us about The Crow and what it means to us because it was released today, Friday the 23rd of August. There is a lot of new reviews that are coming out on IMDb that I will be going through this weekend to see what they actually say. This is Hollywood Reporter. I wanted to read the article while I am in my room of doom, my horror room, my beauty room, so you'll be hearing a lot of these. The disclaimer is, if you don't like what I have to say, then get the fuck out of my kitchen. I'm full of sass, I have no filter, and this is no filter fun. The Crow review: Bill Skasgard reboot scarcely improves on the original disposable sequels. Rupert Sanders goes back to the comic book series with a different take on a dark supernatural journey of love and revenge, also starring F.K. Twigs and Danny Houston. Alex Proyas's 1994 The Crow owes its enduring cult bona fides partly to high-style visuals rooted in the peak era MTV. Shut the fuck up. A churning alt-metal soundtrack and way cool gothic chic fashion sense. Will you shut the fuck up? But the larger factor behind the sleek thriller's cultural imprint was the tragic accident during filming that took the life of promising star Brandon Lee at 28, echoing the death at a similar young age of his father, martial arts expert legend Bruce Lee. Director Rupert Sanders attempts to slip out from under the original's shadow by avoiding the word remake and calling this a modern reimagining. It's not a modern reimagining, it's a fucking pile of shit of the source material. That doesn't make it any less turgid. Drowning in brooding atmosphere, rain-slick nightscape and goopy eyeliner, and tossing in some retro flavour with tracks by Joy Division, Gary Newman and others, the new iteration of The Crow is more focused on aesthetics than storytelling. And again, it's a movie, and there's more aesthetics than there is storytelling? Rupert Sanders, you dumbass. So it makes sense that one of the director's inspiration was high-gloss French films of the 80s like Diva and Subway, part of the wave of cinema de luxe. The Crow, apparently, it's says the bottom line doesn't fly. It doesn't fly because it's shit, and also them going on about how the story is not the big show because they can't pull it off and we know it. They've been fighting the fans, and the Hollywood Reporter has basically just said that it's goths that have basically made it big just for nostalgic purposes, basically. Hollywood Reporter, you should fucking hang your head in shame. You know nothing about the gothic subculture or the alternative subculture for that matter, so shut the fuck up. You write so much shit. So apparently it's got Bill Skasgard, F.K. Twigs, Danny Houston. So basically it's got Bill Skasgard, and F.K. Twigs and Danny Houston. Can't pronounce the rest of the names. I'm not going to because it's me. Directors Rupert Sanders, the douche. Screenwriters is Zach Bailin and William Schneider. Well, your fucking name describes the storyline and the storytelling as Schneider. It's shite. It's Schneid. Proyas and his screenwriters zip through the gruesome killings of a soon-to-be wed Shelley and Eric. Now, the story is now being portrayed as they meet in rehab. They're both bad people, and that they've only known each other 24 to 48 hours, but they're madly, deeply in love with each other, and he comes back to avenge a stranger's death, basically, that's been getting his hole because he's been in rehab and not getting any strange. Apparently it has disturbing montage flashes allowing them to dive swiftly into the lurid fun of resurrection and bloody revenge. Adapted by Zalin Balin and William Schneider from James O'Barr's comic book series and still failed, the reboot, or whatever you want to call it, plods the numbing insufficiency through a snoozy preamble. It successfully establishes neither the instantly internal love between Eric and Shelley, nor the sinister fiend who cut short their rapture. Again, they've known each other for 24 to 48 hours. Really, to get into that trouble for that? In fact, the villainous side of things here barely makes sense. Vincent Rioux, who is Danny Houston, is a man of enormous wealth with a taste for pretty female penis, which seems of interest only because we see Shelley doodling at a keyboard. He gets his kick sending women to hell with a devilish whisper in their ear and a little blood contamination prompting them to turn dead-eyed before committing suicide or murder. But where does this diabolical mind manipulation power ever come from, and what made Rogue such a sickle creep? He says he's been around for centuries, but if we're to believe he's a supernatural being of some kind hatched from the same comic strip mythology as Dead Eric, why is his skill set so different? Don't expect the answers of those questions. Whatever he is, Rogue is no substitute for Michael Wincott as the heartless cokehead with a silky sheath of chest-length headbanger hair. Headbanger hair, are you fucking kidding me? And Bai Ling as his witchy consort. The headbanger hair, his hair would look like shit if he was a headbanger. It sounds terrible, but if he was he wouldn't have luscious long locks like that because they're very well taken care of. He's very high maintenance headbanger, I would say, from the original movie. In this version, Eric and Shelley meet in court-ordered rehab. She freaked out prior to her arrest when a friend sent her a video he secretly shot during a hangout that turned ugly and left her traumatised. Oh, poor you. The terrible events of that night are only suggested at first, but we know they are sufficiently incriminating to Rogue want the video removed from circulation pronto. That leaves just enough time for Eric and Shelley to compare tattoos, develop incipient feelings for one another, which is basically lust and obsession, and escape rehab together when Rogue's kill team, led by an elegant pair we'll just call fake Tilda Swinton and fake Terence Stamp, track her down because she done something to this guy and this guy wanted revenge. So bad people, karma, etc. Holed up in a swanky pad conveniently left available to Shelley by a generous friend, of course. The dreamy-eyed couple fall in love over stinky sex. A shared joint in the bathtub. Again, the bathtub scene is from the comic. Pills, champagne, and a lot of ecstatic canoodling wrapped in gauzy white drape. That does not sound very tasteful at all. And again, but they said that it's a conveniently swanky pad. It was based in a dark place where there was a lot of crime, a lot of bad things that happened there, atrocities of where they live, because where they're from, it's like it would be incredibly difficult to get out of there once you're in there because depending on where you worked and things. The 1994 film basically portrayed a rough neighbourhood and they were just trying to better their life and try and get out of it. And they just wanted where they lived to be safe. That's not what this movie is about. It's about being bad people, coming back to avenge them for the atrocities the other person caused, and that's not how The Crow should actually be, because The Crow, actual graphic novel written by James O'Barr, was written about how he lost his fiancée and avenging the love of your life so you can once be together again. Rupert Sanders ruining things as per usual, but they forget about Rogue's resourcefulness long enough to picnic by the river, stroll around town and hit a dance club. Love is less blind and stupid in this case. When Eric and Shelley get home, they find Rogue's hitmen waiting for them. Sanders and the writers have wisely scrapped the sadistic rape element from the first movie and show less interest in sensationalising the murders. It's probably the last smart decision they make. Now, the arson wasn't shown, it was depicted. It was depicted in such a way that she was being attacked and it was the last moments of her life. And they describe what they did to her, to Eric, to hurt him even more when he comes back. Back then you didn't really get complete arse scenes on full view because it was the 90s and things got banned even then. Nobody encountering the Crow for the first or the 50th time needs too much fussy lore to slow down the action. Again, it wasn't all about the action, it's about the story, and obviously Rupert Sanders couldn't actually have a vision. He has none, yet he's a director and people still keep giving him chances and he fucks them up. It should be relatively straightforward. Dude dies alongside his beloved. Again, it's not his beloved, he's barely fucking knows her, and re-emerges from the grave with rapid healing powers that render him seemingly unkillable. A crow guides him to take out the evildoers that took Shelley from him. She had what was fucking coming to her from what I've read about her character, allowing them both to rest in peace. Again, they're saying it like they've been fucking together forever and they fucking haven't. This is just annoying me even more. Here, Eric's afterlife revenge odyssey begins in a swampy industrial wasteland between heaven and hell where an enigmatic character named Kronos reads him the rulebook. The crows hanging about cawing up a racket are tasked with carrying souls to the land of the dead, but Eric has unfinished business. No, he fucking doesn't. He should have just fucked off and went to where he was going because he's obviously not a very nice individual. The crow will guide you to put the wrong things right, Cronus tells him. Will he? Because technically you did a lot of shitty things, fucking bad Eric. The image of Brandon Lee in body-hugging black leather and spandex under a fabulous trench coat that looked like it came from off a Terry Muggler runway. Fuck off, with a whopping great bird perched on his shoulders like like some goth pirate. Shut the fuck up. It's so iconic that trying to replicate it would have been crazy. So they've said some nice things, but they've actually insulted Alex Proyas' vision for The Crow. And again, Hollywood Reporter, I'm not surprised the shitey articles you fucking write about people is pointless, but you're coming after goths again. What the fuck? There's actually more of it than you actually expect. As Skasgard's Eric and his mullet prowl the city, picking off rogue stooges in increasingly gory ways, he's more often shirtless to display his chiseled torso and extensive body that looks like the Joker. At one point, a would-be assassin even obliges by tearing off Eric's sweaty t-shirt during a blood-drenched clash. I almost shouted, "Oh girl, behave." More like, "Oh girl, shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down." Oh, there's nothing about The Walking Dead Avenger or their performance to hold your interest through a rote stabbing and chopping and shooting and skull smashing, nor is there even flying out of windows until a double dive near the end. The movie's big set piece is a scene at the opera where Eric turns up on the trail of Rogue's number 2 fake Tilda, whose actual name is Marion. The architectural grandeur bedecked with ornate gilt and marble and red plush, very, very, well, sleazy it's supposed to be, makes a setting for bloodletting that probably would have thrilled Luc Besson in the 80s. But when Rogue's seemingly endless crew of heavily armed assassins in impeccably tailored formal wear keep sprouting just as fast as Eric can track them and hack them down, it all starts to seem like John Wick. Yep, I said it, it's John Wick, literally. Though it's useful to know that an opera performance full of shrieking arias provides good audio cover for a killing spree. Sounds more like a comedic performance. There's more back and forth and negotiation with Cronus that doesn't add much beyond allowing Eric to cry inky black tears and ultimately providing the vaguest of explanation for Rogue's malevolence and its connection to Cronus' suspended state. But the overload of the otherworldly claptrap just dulls the already minimal involvement in the all-consuming love story that's supposed to be the driving force. Now, if you don't know anything about Kronos is part of like the Greek mythology and he was a bad guy. Again, I don't know what Sanders and the writers were thinking of. Even by the description, Hollywood Reporter has been nice at the start and they are picking it apart, but they're picking it apart and they're also attacking the actual fans of The Crow, the original movie, at the same time, so it's a bit confusing. But the overload of otherworldly claptrap just dulls the already minimal involvement in the all-consuming love story that's supposed to be the driving force. It's supposed to be love conquers all, real love lasts forever, and that you, not even in death will you let matters settle, basically, until you've avenged the love of your life and right the wrongs that were done to you on earth in the afterlife, so that you can actually live your afterlife in peace together. DP Steve Annis shoots the movie like a series of music videos, which perhaps was intended to honour the screen adaptations in the 90s, but instead just fudges the intersection between reality and the supernatural in dreary ways. Adding the fact that they think the guy's a vampire or supernatural entity kind of ruined that anyway. Twigs and whatever that other lassie's name is, because I can't fucking pronounce it, do what's required of them, but can't make their characters memorable. No shit. Well, Hudson's Dark Lord routine is borderline silly, more the script's fault than the actors. Like I said, the actors can only do so much with the fucking shit they're given. The Crow is a sluggish, overly self-serious gloomfest that never takes wing. Given the long string of directors and lead actors attacked the project over the past 16 years of its on and off development, the overworked, lifeless result should be no surprise. I suppose at least we are spared the Mark Wahlberg version. There was a few people up for it and I'm glad. They should have stopped at the second sequel. They should never have called City of Angels The Crow City of Angels. They should have just called it City of Angels from the makers of The Crow. Another love story, or they should have did another tagline to tag the movies in together, in my all honesty. But that was a Hollywood Reporter that was talking about what they think of The Crow. They never gave it they never really told you if they thought it was good, bad, shit. I think it's going to be terribly bad. I've known it's going to be terribly bad. We've discussed it plenty. It's one of my all-time favourite movies. When I was discussing at the start of the podcast, when we started last year, that The Crow will be and will have a special place in my heart, being alternative and being goth and having the music that we love being an actual centre point in the movie, as well as the story and everything all connecting together and knitted together and actually being visually pleasing, and it sounds pleasing, and there's all these different moments in the original movie, and people always remember when he's being shot at that this was his last time. When the big shooting scene happens, we know that's when the tragic accident that took his life on set happened, and it still gives people holy shit, that was the last time that he literally breathed. This is the last time his last moments were acting and playing a character and bringing a character to life that has continuously stayed alive for 30 years. They waited 30 years to bring this movie out. It's been in the works for, as I said, 16 years. They've been talking about it. 14 years they actually had a script and stuff. So many people have pulled out. So many people have wanted nothing to do with it and wanted absolutely no recognition for the work that they put into it, because they knew it wasn't going to be the movie that they were promised it would be. Now, that always happens in Hollywood now, doesn't it? Lionsgate has got so many remakes, reboots, reimaginings, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. It's a fucking shit show. Lionsgate need to step the fuck away. In the next few years, we're going to have subjected to more and more fucking remakes, reboots, reimaginings, and I've got a feeling it's going to go down the same fucking way. You can't fucking polish a turd. Leave classics as they are. If you cannot even grab people with your concept at the start stage, the first stage, then don't fucking bother, because no one's going to be fucking won over. Full stop. Am I going to the cinema this weekend to see The Crow? No. I said that from the start. I am not. There is plenty of good movies coming out today. I think Cuckoo's out, and also Think Twice with Channing Tatum. That is a better horror movie. That's a psychological thriller, and let's go see if Channing Tatum can make us forget he was Gambit, because I need something that makes me believe that he's got more to him than what they give him in Hollywood, because his fiancée Zoe Isabella Kravitz, she directed this movie and this is her baby. It's like for both of them, it's a project they work on together, and I cannot wait to see their dynamic and what they are like as a couple that works together on and off film. On and off screen, should I say. Have you seen The Crow? Do you like The Crow? Do you like the original? Do you like the fact that that the alternative community is getting absolutely abused by the media because of this movie? Because we won't take anything less, and because we will not allow them to destroy a legacy. I am Darcy Darkness. This is Confessions from the Darkside, and that was a Hollywood Reporter breaking down the new Crow movie, directed by Rupert Sanders, destroyed by Rupert Sanders, and decimated by Bill Skasgard. I haven't seen it. I don't have a review for it, but I think it's going to be in the minus. I'm not giving it anything. And I will see you in the next one. Like I said, if you want to catch us on our social media platforms, we have a Twitter, which is X, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Buzzsprout. If you want to catch me myself, I am Behind the Mash Reviews. That's my channel. I am Lady Darcy Darkness, and I have a YouTube and Instagram and a Twitch. If you want to come out and see me every day between Mondays and Fridays, I play 3 p.m. UK time to about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and we play, we chat, we get to know, we have incredible discussions, we make people laugh and we cheer each other up. Sometimes we just need a laugh, and sometimes we just need to tune into something mindless, senseless, and just have fun. If that is everything and you think there is something else that I need to know, then you can reach out to us, confessionsfromthedarkside@gmail.com, behindthemask@gmail.com, and Lunar is lunarxrising@gmail.com, and he also has a Twitch and Instagram and YouTube, so you can check him out there. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Later.